Leasehold, typically you're looking at flats,
Yeah.
and usually flats are part of big buildings with have a number of flats in it. So the building is usually insured via the service charge that you're paid. So essentially, you wouldn't really need to take out buildings insurance, but it might be advisable, again, if you have expensive items and stuff, to have contents cover.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of our podcast with Reside Mortgages, talking all things mortgages. Although today we're not actually going to talk about mortgages, we're going to talk about home insurance.
Buildings and content.
Home insurance, or B&C, buildings and contents. I'm getting everything wrong today. So, Darren, what is buildings and contents insurance?
Effectively, it's coverage for the property that you own. So if you have a freehold property, it's a mandatory requirement as per mortgage conditions to have a buildings insurance policy in place. Not necessarily contents. That's a sort of personal thing that if you want to get that coverage, you've got loads of high-tech gadgets and lots of expensive jewellery and stuff, and you might want to get your contents insured as well. But
cool. Why is buildings insurance is the only mandatory thing, isn't it, when in terms of protection? Why is it mandatory when buying a freehold?
Purely because of lenders and the risk that they're taking, giving a individual or a couple, a person or a company money. Most people put in 5%, 10% deposit, but the rest of it is mortgage. So the banks want to ensure that they are protecting their asset.
Yeah.
So by doing this, they tell people that you need to get a buildings insurance policy in place in case something happens to the property.
Like a fire, like a flood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if they're borrowing you 400k against the house, and for some reason the house no longer exists, they're going to be pretty screwed, aren't they? So they need to have insurance in place. Yeah. Rav, on the other side, contents. What is? Darren gave a very brief, but what is contents insurance? What sort
effectively
of things does it
anything
cover?
that is inside that building that belongs to you is contents, and you're insuring those contents, right? It starts from your TVs, your appliances, jewelries, bikes, for example, if you have one.
Is your bike covered on your
fully insured?
contents insurance?
Fully insured.
Yeah, any money you can even insure any money that you leave in your house.
Yeah.
To a certain amount. So anything that's inside your house, which in event of fire, theft, or anything that has happened to building, and as a result, the stuff inside that belongs to you personally has been destroyed or lost, a content insurance will effectively replace or pay for that.
Ducky, is it only things in your house, or can you get coverage for stuff that you take out of your house?
You can get extra coverage for when you take things out. As you rightly said, is my bike insured under my contents insurance? Yes, it is. So if it gets stolen or whatever outside of the house,
Or you get hit by a car?
or I get hit by a car again,
Then
it's covered under that policy. So yeah, you can it can be off-site essentially.
Cool. So essentially, buildings covers the building, contents covers the contents of your home. Is
Hence
it?
the name building.
Very
Hence the
good,
name.
David.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire today. Is it something that you have to take together? Can you take them like separately, or do you have to have buildings and contents?
No, you can take them separately. Like you mentioned earlier, it's mandatory on a freehold purchase with a mortgage to insure the buildings. And then contents isn't a requirement, but you'd be a bit silly not to insure the contents of your home, especially, like Rav said, if you've got some nice jewellery or a bit of cash or nice
Some
TVs,
gold.
some gold. So the contents isn't mandatory, but it makes sense to do it.
Often it's cheaper to combine them.
You get a bit of a discount, don't you? Darren, what about, obviously we mentioned freehold, leasehold. Would they need buildings insurance?
Well, leasehold, typically you're looking at flats, and usually flats are part of big buildings with have a number of flats in it. So the building is usually insured via the service charge that you're paid. So essentially, you wouldn't really need to take out buildings insurance, but it might be advisable, again, if you have expensive items and stuff, to have contents cover. If you own a flat or a leasehold property.
I think with the contents, there's so many different facets to it as well. Like you can have like home emergency cover, accidental damage. Like if you've got pets or kids and they sort of they knock something down, then there's so many different elements of that cover, isn't it?
I used to think they were all a little bit pointless, but they make a lot of sense.
I mean, it's weird. The older you get, the more you appreciate
they really
these sort of things. So
Boiler cover and emergency under sink leak stuff.
does it cover your broken Wi-Fi?
Does not cover my broken Wi-Fi, annoyingly.
Perfect. I think the fact that it's so complicated, we obviously refer it to our partner Vita, don't we? So it's always good to sort of, if you do deal with us, we'll refer you to the best company to sort out your buildings and contents insurance.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll do the mortgage and the personal protection, so the
Yeah.
life insurance, the critical illness. But when it comes to the home insurance and the buildings and contents, it is, like we touched on then, there's so many different facets to it that we pass it on to a specialist who just deal in the insurance side of things, and Vita can sort things out on that side for you quite easily.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Anything else you want to add to that?
I think so.
No? Cool. Let's wrap it up. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon.